Am I the butthole for not greeting my coworker the same as I do another? This is a stupid conversation, but I've been told I was a butt so many times I'm beginning to doubt myself. I have a deaf coworker whose only real hearing ability is in deep vibrations even without her cochlear. I don't have a very deep voice, but I can make a really deep death rattle noise that gets her attention. So whenever I see her I make a little death rattle sound, and that's how we greet each other. She makes one back at me as best she can, and it's our little special thing. One of my coworkers asked me why I greet her like that and not everyone else, or at the very least, create a special greeting for others too. I said it was just a thing for her since she can't really hear me when I say hi. He said I could still try to make others feel included, and the special greeting feels a bit cliquey. Am I the butthole? Not the butthole. Laughing out loud. Coworker number 2 needs a hobby. I would immediately start hissing at coworker number 2 as my greeting for them. Tell him you already have a secret handshake that's so secret you don't even know it yourself. Ah, the double secret in joke handshake. I like it. Just fart as he walks by. He did ask for a special greeting, right? That counts as a greeting and blowing a kiss, right? Laughing out loud. I think you've just invented the anal kiss. I approve. Ah, the old crop dust. Genius. Why, thank you. I just finally got my baby to sleep, then choked on my drink when I read this. Oh my god, I spit coffee when I read that. Amazing. Me too. The cat is pissed. And make scratching motion with your hands, like an angry cat. Or burp at them. This is exactly my level of petty. You get an internet cookie. Laughing my butt off, or pull a stone cold Steve Austin and flip him a bird. I had a coworker, and we used to greet each other that way. Thought about greeting my boss that way, but in return, I'd probably get a nice pretty piece of pink paper. Better yet, an eye roll. Every time he walks by. I peed a little while laughing at this comment. That could be his special greeting. Or meowing for being so damn catty. Just start growling at everyone. Laughing my butt off because I don't like you, that's why. Coworker number 2 is a real tugger. Hasn't he heard of accommodations for others who need them? Or needs to make friends in real life and stop treating original poster as his best buddy. Right? I'm sorry, but who the hell needs a special greeting from a coworker? I get original poster having one with a deaf coworker who literally can't hear original poster otherwise, but this other person needs a life. I would forward the number of a good proctologist, so he can have that stick removed. Yep. A 2-person clique is really going to get it. Yes, not the butthole, and I think this is a silly thing to worry about. Original poster knows why they do the special greeting, for other person health, so to give that to others is just pointless. Like, it's not a special greeting because the person is a best friend. Literally, because of health reasons. Not the butthole. But your other coworker is 100% the butthole for this. He said I could still try to make others feel included, and the special greeting feels a bit cliquey. Being accommodating to someone's disability isn't being cliquey, and whoever thinks so is either effectively waving a giant red flag, or is under the age of 5. I mean, speaking as a deaf person, moderate to profound hearing loss in both ears, hearing aids only do just so much. There is a simple way to include everyone else, which original poster is already doing. It's called saying hi. I agree, not the butthole, and original poster's coworker is definitely a special snowflake. Kids under 5 are way better than that. Yeah, Connor's 6. This is the third Connor reference I'm seeing in other threads today. Soon he'll have his own sub. This makes me think of something that happened to me when I was a kid in 1st grade. Our teacher had a rule that you couldn't bring something in to share unless you brought enough for the whole class. Obviously, this rule was meant predominantly for food. For example, on their birthday, most kids would bring cupcakes or some other treat in. The enough for everyone rule was to make sure that nobody tried things like only bringing a few cupcakes for them and their friends, or specifically not giving a cupcake to one kid to pick on them. My best friend was in that class with me, and we played together basically every single weekend. I had left a piece of costume jewelry at her house, and she had brought it to school to give it back to me. Another kid in the class, one who had a habit of picking on me and my friend, saw her give me back the necklace and then came over and demanded she give him a necklace too, because if you bring it for one person, you have to bring enough for everyone. He tried to tattle on us to the teacher and was immediately rebuffed. The enough for everyone rule obviously didn't apply to that situation. Original poster's coworker reminds me of my childhood bully here. When I was 5, I was smarter than coworker number 2. Especially when it comes to deaf and hard of hearing people who are left out of most social groups even when they are present. The way hearing people talk over each other, interrupt, have multiple conversations going on, talk fast, not always look at who's talking, not always look at you while talking, etc. means deaf and hard of hearing people are constantly left out of any group environment, even if there's an interpreter, or they have some hearing. I even went to a university with a significant number of deaf and hard of hearing people as well as accessibility services like interpreters and note takers. Even with so much awareness and resources in that environment, the more people you added to a group, the less deaf and hard of hearing people were able to participate. The masks are legit killing me now. I've avoided going out as much as I could because I just cannot understand anyone. It sucks enough to be isolated at normal times. These times are just nightmares. That original poster has a way to include their coworker means a lot. I rarely get that because people forget. I need brighter hearing aids, I think. Equity does not equal equality. Equity is actually fair. Sounds like they all dislike him, ha ha ha. Not the butthole. This isn't some ins group we're so cool secret handshake. It's literally a necessity to be able to casually communicate with her. The offended coworker is like the All Lives Matter response to Black Lives Matter in a disability context, whining that it's cliquey that a member of a minority group is getting attention/accommodation that is not needed by the majority group in the first place. I want more able-bodied parking spaces. Disabled people shouldn't get special treatment with all of those parking spaces to themselves. Yes to all of this. It's also like the people saying gay marriage is special treatment and it's totally fair to ban gay marriage because gay people can get married if they want to a straight person. Or that allowing trans people to use the bathroom that matches their identity is them seeking extra benefits, or gay/trans people existing in public and not hiding who they are is them flaunting their lifestyle. ROTFL. How dare the disabled people want special parking, gay people want to marry their own partners, and black people want to literally not be killed for the crime of driving while black or wearing hoodies in public. How could they expect special privileges like that? And even if they don't have the same relationship, they won't have the same way to talk to each other. That's what I thought too. So what if it is a special greeting? Just BC original poster likes her better. I greet different coworkers differently because I consider some friends, some just coworkers, and some buttholes I don't care to even acknowledge. Not the butthole, and start to greet that one coworker with "Hey baby girl." I agree, not the butthole, but saying that could get original poster in trouble possibly. Yeah, should have given the reference for the baby girl. Web link. I thought this was from Criminal Minds laughing out loud. Me too XD. Well, hello there, Chocolate Thunder. That has given me a happy giggle, thank you. I hadn't seen it and avoid TikTok in general because I'm nearing middle age and have seen bits from it that make me feel like an old lady yelling to get off my lawn or asking a teen who the hip new bands were. So I'd not have seen it if not for your comment. Those guys are so funny, though it definitely looks like a porn intro plot in the making, laughing out loud. Ha ha ha, what a tool. Hey, why don't you greet me like a deaf person? Any other disabilities he wants you to pretend he has? Not the butthole. Right? Original poster should have said, I don't think it's a good idea if I treat everyone like they're deaf. Good lord, no, you are not the butthole and your coworker is a freaking moron. Good luck at your employment cause, damn. I'm just telling you you're number one. Not the butthole. You've done something due to a disability. If other people feel excluded by your effort to be inclusive, then that's their problem. This wouldn't even be an issue even if your coworker wasn't deaf. Nobody will ever greet everyone in 100% the same way, but the fact that it's an effort to make things easier for her just makes it more ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think most of my coworkers would appreciate it if I walked up to them saying "What's up, F-face," but the people I get along with don't mind it and do the same to me. Not the butthole. You're making her feel seen and maybe even appreciated as a human being. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Also, kind of curious how this death rattle was discovered. Embarrassed smiley face. Original poster replies. It's the noise the scary lady makes from the grudge pitched lower. Original poster replies. I made it for fun at lunch to scare a coworker. She was a good sport about it and mimicked the Chucky doll's voice back at me, and I noticed she kept looking at me. I made it again in her direction, and she made it back at me. It kind of became a thing on its own. Now when I see her I croak at her, and she croaks back. I'm trying to learn ASL. She can talk, but I know with masks and all it's hard to read lips. So the rattle is the first step for me. Not the butthole. You're actually being the total opposite of cliquey. You're being inclusive by accommodating your deaf colleague and greeting her in a way in which she can hear you. Maybe suggest that colleague number 2 also learns ASL so that they too can communicate with your deaf colleagues and make her feel more included. I'm trying to learn ASL. She can talk, but I know with masks and all it's hard to read lips. Odds on the other person will see you signing hello or anything else and still think you were being cliquey because it's a secret language between the two of you. Which veers into ableist territory. They might be talking crap about him. Probably does the same thing when folks are speaking Spanish, Chinese at stores. That's so funny, but such a cute, wholesome story. I appreciate you and people like you. Not the butthole. Are you a female? I think it might be a male ego thing with him. He wants to feel special to you. Original poster replies. I'd hope not. But to answer, yes I am. Definitely not the butthole. In fact, you sound like a fun person. Abled people love to get jealous when they see disabled folks being treated like human beings for some reason. Don't let them make you feel bad for having a special greeting for your dear coworker. It just sounds ridiculous. If you both use sign language to speak to each other, I'm sure they would complain about that too. You are not excluding anyone by greeting your deaf coworker. In fact, the Harrys already have their own special greeting. It's called spoken language and it's not accessible to your deaf coworker, so what exactly is the problem? Seriously, you're awesome and it sounds like you work with some jealous people. Don't let them get you down or convince you that you're being exclusionary. Not the butthole. You're being respectful and finding a way to be inclusive to your deaf coworker. As a person with disabilities, including partial hearing loss, you're the kind of coworker I'd hope to have. The sheer audacity of the other coworker though, I'm quite curious how he and any others treat your deaf coworker and if they make any effort to include her. If he makes no effort, he's the one actively excluding someone. Original poster replies. No one speaks to her really. A few people here and there, but usually they hand her a post-it note with her tasks for the day and send her to the greenhouse and garden area to be by herself. Original poster replies. Up until the death rattle I really didn't know how to approach her, but now we spend our lunches together. We don't talk, but I'm pretty sure she likes to have someone sit near her for the 30 minutes. If our hands aren't too messy, we'll pass a pen and paper back and forth or doodle things for each other. A few others have started joining us though, but they can't get the noise right, haha. That poor girl. Not only are you not the butthole, but you are a really good person. This is amazing. You are probably her sunspot at work. Thank you so much for trying to find your own way to communicate and be a friend to her. Also, the other coworker can suck an egg. It's an effing greeting between friends? This is such a classic disability scenario. People make no effort to include us and treat us even remotely like a person. One person does, and those people see those accommodations and freak out about special treatment. Not the butthole. Accommodating for someone with a disability isn't cliquey. Not the butthole. Tell coworker number 2 that when he develops a hearing disability, you will make a similar sound for him. That should get him to stop bothering you. On another note, the death rattle sounds like it would be terrifying to someone who's watched a lot of horror movies. I'm cracking up imagining someone else hearing it and panicking in fright. Original poster replies. They do, but when I tell them who it's for, they're more understanding about it. Not the butthole. If he wants the special greeting, he can also lose his hearing? Otherwise, he can just appreciate not being deaf and getting a good morning. Not the butthole. How can it possibly be cliquey when it's just 2 people? One of my coworkers asked me why I greet her like that and not everyone else, or at the very least, create a special greeting for others too. You do have a special greeting for everyone else. It's the super secret, verbal hi that your deaf coworker isn't part of. Good grief, not the butthole. Being able to just talk with each other doesn't make him feel included enough. This kind of greeting was born out of necessity, I guess, unless you just want to tap her on the shoulder and scare her half to death every time. Not the butthole. Ignore this fool. Not the butthole. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.